Auschwitz refers to a group of Nazi German concentration and extermination camps built during World War II near the Polish town of Auschwitz, renamed Auschwitz by the occupying Germans. It is one of the most infamous symbols of the Holocaust, the systematic, state-sponsored genocide carried out by Nazi Germany and its collaborators. Established by Nazi Germany in 1940 in occupied Poland, initially as a concentration camp for political prisoners, especially Polish, but it rapidly expanded. Over time it became a vast complex of camps including Auschwitz I, the original camp, administrative center and site of forced labor and executions. Auschwitz II-Birkenau, a much larger extermination camp where mass killing took place. Dozens of sub-camps were scattered throughout the region. Trains arrived daily from across Nazi-occupied Europe, carrying Jews, Roma and Sinti people, Poles, Soviet prisoners of war, and others the regime targeted. Upon arrival, people were ruthlessly sorted by SS guards. Some were selected for forced labor under brutal conditions. Many, especially women, children, the elderly and those deemed unfit, were sent immediately to gas chambers disguised as showers. Gas chambers and crematoria at Birkenau were used to murder human beings on an industrial scale. Of the roughly 1.1 million people killed at Auschwitz, about 90% were Jews murdered as part of the Nazi final solution, their genocidal plan to annihilate European Jewry. Tens of thousands of Polish political prisoners, Roma and Sinti people, Soviet POWs and others also perished from execution, starvation, disease, overwork and medical experimentation. In January 1945, as Soviet forces approached, the SS evacuated tens of thousands of prisoners on brutal death marches westward. On the 27th of January 1945, the Soviet Red Army liberated the remaining prisoners and found enormous evidence of the killings. This date is now commemorated as International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Soon after World War II, the Polish government established the Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum to preserve the site and educate the world. It opened in 1947. The site became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979 because it represents a stark testimony to genocide and human cruelty. Exhibitions display original buildings, ruins of gas chambers and crematoria, railway tracks, barracks, barbed wire fences, and personal belongings, like suitcases, shoes and hair, taken from victims. Today, Auschwitz-Birkenau is preserved as a memorial and educational site in Auschwitz, Poland, attracting visitors, survivors, descendants, students and tourists from around the world. Auschwitz I has brick buildings including museum exhibitions showing camp life, prisoner registries, and artifacts connected to the atrocities. Auschwitz II-Birkenau has vast open fields marked by railway lines, decayed wooden barracks, foundations of gas chambers and crematoria, an expansive, stark reminder of mass murder. Visitors often note the austere, solemn, and emotionally powerful atmosphere of the site, a place for reflection more than tourism. Accounts from visitors describe feelings of sadness and gravity at seeing the remnants of death facilities and personal effects of the victims. The museum conducts guided tours, exhibitions and educational programs with a strong emphasis on learning about the Holocaust, the mechanisms of genocide, and human rights. Every year commemorations like the March of the Living take place, where people walk from Auschwitz's entrance gate to Birkenau to honor victims and affirm, never again. Because of the site's significance, visitors are expected to behave reflectively and respectfully. Over the years there have been occasional problems with inappropriate behavior, which underscores the continuing importance of education about its history. Auschwitz is not just a historic place, but a global symbol of the Holocaust. A reminder of the dangers of racism, antisemitism, dehumanization, and unchecked state power. Its preservation, as a memorial and museum, aims to teach future generations about the past, to help prevent such atrocities from ever happening again.